In this video, I'm going to show you how to kind of organize the pages you use onto different browsers. This year at school, we've added 3 browsers to our standard image. We have Internet Explorer that you're used to. We've also added Google Chrome, and certain applications just work better in Chrome as opposed to Internet Explorer, and some work better in Internet Explorer, like eSchool and Eduphoria. And we have a third browser called Firefox that's kind of a good, well-rounded browser as well. I use all 3 browsers at work. If you've noticed, sometimes when you double-click on something like Eduphoria, it will just pick a browser to open in, and maybe it isn't the browser that application works the best in. So what I've started doing is creating favorites on browsers that I know a program works well in, and I'm going to show you how that's done. Let's start with Internet Explorer. So on my Internet Explorer, you can see that I have a favorites bar right here, and I have lots of different buttons to programs that seem to work well in Internet Explorer. So I will open the browser and then click on a button to get to a site. So I'm going to show you how to make a button, let's say for the Frisco homepage, which I have open right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is go up to Favorites and say, can you add this to the Favorites bar? And that's what that bar is called. And you'll see that the button appears right here. I'm going to rename the button because I think that button name's a little long. So I'm going to right click and say rename, and I'm going to call it the FISD homepage. And OK. If your favorites bar is not showing up, you may need to go into View, Toolbars, and make sure this checkbox right next to favorites bar is showing. I'm on a Windows 7 machine, so I don't have the option of turning it off. But if you're on an XP machine, you won't necessarily have this checked. Okay, the next browser I'm going to show you is Chrome. So in Chrome, I've got several buttons sitting here as well. I'm going to go ahead and make one for this page right here, which is my YouTube channel. Now, oops, I've already got it. Let me get rid of it first. So sorry about that. Let me delete it real quick. Over here, next to the address at the very end, there's a star. And if I hover it over, it says bookmark this page. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then it's going to say, okay, what do you want it to be called? And I'm going to call it SET1 YouTube. That's the name of my channel. And I want it on the bookmark bar and say done. And you will see the button appear here with the name that I've typed. If your bar is not showing up, this nice little favorites bar, come over here to these 3 lines. Click and say bookmarks, show bookmark bar. So I can turn that off and you can see that it doesn't show now. And I can turn it back on and there's all my favorite buttons. The third browser I'm going to show you is Firefox. What I use Firefox for is my personal stuff. I tend to use Eduphoria and eSchool in Internet Explorer. I use all my Google stuff in my Google Chrome for my school account. I save Firefox for kind of my personal pages. So I've got my personal email, my personal calendar, some things related to my family. So I'm going to make a button here for my personal Google Drive. So again, I'm going to click on the star, but this time nothing happens. I don't get that pop-up. So I need you to click on it again, which takes you into the edit mode. And I'm going to call it my SE Google Drive. And then I want it on my bookmark toolbar. And once I say that and I say done, you'll see that my button appears right here. Now, if yours don't show up, you can see this little thing here says bookmark. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. It says View Bookmark Toolbar. I'm going to unclick that. And if yours looks like this and that favorite bar isn't showing up, click on this icon right here, View Toolbar, put a check, and you'll see that it appears. So this is just a little trick that I use to kind of use the browser I want with the program I want and not use those desktop short clicks like you see over here because sometimes they don't open in the browser that I think they work best in.